Hey guys, you're watching Two Peas in a Podcast with me, Darren Evans, and today we have a very special guest. All the way from the Philippines, we have Darren Espanto. I cannot believe I'm saying your name. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. So Darren, you've had an incredible career so far, but let's go back to the beginning, way back when. At what age did you realize you could sing?
Well, my parents said I could carry a tune at around age 2 because I would really just sing along with anything that was on the TV, especially since my parents would play all the new Disney movies. So it wasn't really a DVD back then or CDs, it was VHS tapes and stuff. So I grew up listening to songs from The Lion King and stuff like that. So yeah, they said I could start carrying a tune at the age of 2, but I really didn't kind of pursue singing at that young age yet. I kind of started at around 8 years old, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 years old, that's incredible. I have a daughter, she's 2.5, and she sings, I use that word very loosely, but I'm just amazed that even at 2, how much you could carry a tune. That just, I can't even imagine that. That's incredible. So is it true that you used to serenade your parents with Hakuna Matata?
Yes, very, very many. Yeah, I'd say Lion King was one of my favorite movies growing up, and it was one of my favorite soundtracks as well. And it's Hakuna Matata was just so catchy. I mean, for a kid my age, it's something that would just stick to your head right away. So
Yeah,
it's something that I definitely went around the house singing. So yeah.
that's amazing. Could you give us a bit of a few verses from the song?
Um, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. Means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Excellent. Not bad at all, mate. That's not bad at all.
Thank you.
Okay, so you were 8 years old, you say, when you started trying to sort of pursue that career, which, by the way, at that age, to know what you want to try and do in life, that is sensational. So 10 years old, you joined and won a singing competition.
Yes.
And then the same age, was it? You joined, you were on TV as well?
Yeah. So at 10, I joined an amateur singing contest against my own will because my parents told me we were going to the mall, but it was auditions for the singing competition. And after that, it's a good feeling when you get exposed to the world and you get to kind of sing in front of people, so you get used to it. And then after that, when I was also 10, I joined a reality singing contest in Canada called The Next Star. So that was televised all over Canada, and it was just something that I wanted. After that, I knew I wanted to sing more in front of people, and it's something I really wanted to pursue. So yeah, and then I joined the Voice Kids after that. So the rest is history, I guess.
So when you first joined like a TV competition and you kind of was televised all over Canada, I mean, how did that change your life? Even like at school, did you like all your friends like talk about it and get excited about it and support you?
Yeah, so how the competition worked was we kind of lived in Toronto for around 6 months, and then I didn't really I had to do schoolwork that my teachers would send to me to Toronto. So I didn't really get to hang out with my friends much and see them quite often, but they would message me, and they were all very, excited because there's a kid from their school who got into the top 6.
That doesn't happen often, I guess.
I know, yeah, and it's on TV as well. So it's really cool, and it was also weird at the same time because I wasn't used to people recognizing me in public and stuff like that. So when I got home after the competition, it was really cute because they had this whole banner in front of our school saying congratulations, Darren, and stuff
brilliant.
like that. It's really it just warmed my heart a lot. So yeah, it was one of my first experiences where I felt that I wasn't, a private figure anymore. So yeah.
Was that hard to take for that from that such a young age, or did you kind of blend with it and kind of get used to that?
I'd say it's something that I have always wanted to, like, be known. So I feel like whenever people would recognize me, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a dream come true now. So it's not something
Yeah.
that I wasn't, like, wasn't something I didn't want, but at the same time, it did get a lot of getting used to because, um, they're suddenly finding my Instagram or my Facebook account, and I guess like some of your privacy is just really taken away. So you have to get used to that as well.
Yeah, especially at such a young age as well. I mean, 21 now, is it? I mean, that's in such a short
Yeah,
time. That's a lot to take in for someone so young.
yeah, definitely. And also, I mean, you get comments from people you don't know as well. So
And
it's
people
something that,
reacting to your videos as well.
yeah, so it's
It's an odd
something that,
concept.
yeah, I have to get used to it as well.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
So from your TV broadcast then, the next 5 years or so has absolutely transcended you into stardom. You've won so many awards. Probably, I don't think you've got the room in your house, have you? You've got 70, over 70 awards for these things. Double
Yeah,
platinum albums, gold. I mean, the list just keeps going on. And then becoming a youth ambassador for the Youth Advocate Program, the UN Development Program, and sold out concerts, TV shows, films. I mean, how does that make you feel to be part of to be so young and have this amount of accolades to your name?
I'm never good at receiving compliments or like when people congratulate me. It's like I'm always very awkward and I'm very shy because I just don't know how to take it in. But um, yeah, it's not something that I want to brag about and stuff like that. It's just things that I feel very blessed with, and I would have never, imagined that I would be doing all of this um, in the past 8 years that I've been in the Philippine industry. So it's crazy, and I really owe it to the people who support me, which are called the Darren Addicts, and of course my family and my management as well.
Yeah, that's great. Do you still get nervous performing in front of such large crowds?
I do get nervous. I get nervous performing in front of like the smallest crowds as
Oh,
well, even
really?
in, yeah, in corporate shows and stuff like that. I feel like it's something that I'm never gonna get used to. But whenever I'm on the stage, it kind of just goes away. And I feel like it's just part of me being nervous before going on stage and doing a performance. But I'm just happy that it goes away while I'm performing. But sometimes it depends on the crowd as well, and it depends on what song I'm going to be singing. So yeah.
Is there a particular song that they just absolutely love for you to sing?
Well, recently, it's a '90s classic that I made a version of back in 2017 for a film festival here in Manila, and I didn't like none of us expected it to go viral or to become a hit, so it entered charts and stuff, and it's called "Dying Inside to Hold You." So that's
Oh, I know
something.
that one.
Yeah, everyone always requests in all my events and corporate shows and even in concerts and stuff like that. Whenever they hear the intro, everyone just starts screaming, and it's
Yeah,
really it's cute.
that's
Yeah,
energizing for you, though, isn't it?
yeah. I wouldn't have expected it because some people think it's my original song, but then I have to explain that no, it's just a cover that I made very recently. So yeah.
That's great. So over the years, and you've been known as the total performer, and more recently, Asia's pop heartthrob. Do you have a preference of which one you prefer, and how does it? What do they mean to you?
Again, I mean, as I said earlier, I'm never good with receiving compliments. So, getting monikers like the total performer or Asia's pop heartthrob, I feel like, is that really me? It's like, are you sure? But it's a huge compliment getting that from the people who watch me, the supporters, and I guess I wouldn't have been able to get that moniker if it's not something that I've been able to prove. So thank you to everyone who has believed in me since day one. Yeah.
That's great. So what do you consider your career highlights to be?
My career highlights. There's so many. Well, I mean, being a UNDP youth advocate is such a huge honor. Of course, not many people get to be a representative for the youth in the United Nations Development Program. So thank you so much to the UN for trusting me. And of course, um, what else? Singing for the Pope for the papal visit here in the Philippines, and also singing for the world leaders during the ASEAN summit, and performing for one of China's biggest reality TV shows, which was Singer back in 2019. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's on the top of my head right now. But I mean, aside from that, I guess all the recognitions and achievements that I have gotten so far in the past few years as well.
Yeah, I suppose all those achievements have kind of led up to many of these highlights, haven't they?
Yes, definitely. And again, it's something that's I never would have imagined, talking to Darren now. I mean, if the 8-year-old Darren was here, he wouldn't have really believed that this would all come true one day. So, yeah.
So much achieved so young. That's just incredible. So I've been reacting to Filipino artists for, as I say, about 6 years now.
Mhm.
And one of the first videos I ever saw of you was performing Chandelier on the Wish Bus, which was, quite frankly, a ballsy move. It's such a big song. You don't seem to shy away from big songs. I've noticed, quite a few songs throughout your career as well. So have you always been very bold with song choices?
It's something that, I mean, sometimes I get scared, quote unquote, scared of singing certain songs, but then it really just takes practice, and getting used to the song, knowing what placements to use whenever you sing it. So it's something that I've never really shied away from, singing big songs, especially if it's a song that I like and I know I want to perform it, and I know I could pull it off. So yeah, I haven't really thought about that actually.
Well, I really admire any artist really for performing the way that they do, because I'm not a very good singer. I'll hold my hands up to that. And
I don't believe it.
I'm a frustrated singer. Okay, I love singing, but I'm just not very. I'm behind closed doors and in the car. I'm just amazing, but I think I'll probably just smash glass somewhere else or something. But there are so many songs I think I would be good at, sort of like Sinatra type of songs. But I try singing it, and I'm like, actually, that's for me, it's quite a difficult song. Mm-hmm. And it's not always about the vocal acrobatics of a particular track. It can just be something as note holding or all these technical terms, and it's just suddenly I'm like, wow, I'm really that bad. So hats off to you. I admire every singer who can just belt out any song they really want to sing.
Thank you. Well, I mean, when I'm there in London, we have to hear it. Sample of you're singing. So
watch this space. I'll do the challenge. A few years ago, I did a duet with Jonah. That went really bad because she was amazing, and I'm terrible. So I was really nervous as well, because as you can imagine. So yeah, we'll maybe do a duet in London. That'd be awesome.
Sure. That would be awesome. Arranged. Sure.
I pick the song though, because I'm very limited to what I can sing.
Sure, I'm down.
Fair enough. Okay. So your fans follow you passionately and no doubt know all about your career. So let's move on to the personal Darren. What makes you tick? Who is Darren at the core? So concerts aside and all your public performances, what do you do in your spare time, and how do you like to wind down?
In my spare time, I really just like to sleep, because I feel like that's something that sometimes, especially when my schedule is a bit hectic, it's something that I kind of lack. And I feel like I'm just a very good person when it comes to sleeping, because I can sleep in the car on long road trips or in the plane.
Wow.
And some people have trouble doing that. And even my dad is impressed when he comes with me on events, and he's like, wow, you can really sleep anywhere. And I mean, it's something that I kind of need, especially since I am a singer. You really need a lot of rest for your voice. And aside from sleeping, when I do wake up, I like to go out, watch a movie in the cinema, or go on road trips when I have a few days off. What else do I do? I kind of just like to wind down at home as well. Kind of just binge watch whatever is on, a streaming platform,
Hmm.
or scroll through my phone. You can actually learn a lot from different platforms like TikTok. TikTok has everything, man. There's cooking and singing and dancing and stuff. So I
Something
feel
like your
like that,
dance moves on your TikTok.
yeah, it's something that really devours your time. When you're on TikTok, you don't even notice. It's been like 2 hours of you just scrolling through content and you won't even notice it.
The other thing is when you finally go, okay, I'm going to get off the platform now, and you press the back button, it doesn't close the app, it shows something else, and you go, oh, that looks interesting.
Oh yeah, and I'm definitely a victim of that. And it's, I guess, my attention span as well. It's very short, so I like to just keep scrolling, but I feel like that's everyone nowadays. So yeah.
I think so, yeah. We're all guilty of it. Do you have a favorite artist or song?
A favorite artist? Well, I mean, at the top of my head, it will always and forever be Bruno Mars. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna share this very briefly. When he came here to Manila, the first day of his show was sold out right away when I woke up, and I just cried, bawled my eyes out because I didn't expect it. So then he announced that there would be a day two, and I had an exam that day, so I had to go to school to take it, and I got my cousin to line up for me at the Mall of Asia, and I got a ticket, and I was just really happy. It's something that I've always wanted to see, was to see Bruno Mars live, because he's been such a big inspiration to myself and my music, I would say, and also my singing style actually. And just seeing him perform live, his artistry and his musicality is just crazy. So yeah,
Oh,
he,
that's a lovely story.
thank you. Yeah.
If you can have your fans remember you, one thing about you, what would it be?
I mean, I guess aside from my performances, I want to be remembered as someone who was, who was kind. I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy, but I mean, I want to be remembered as someone who never, stepped on anyone else or did anything, really bad to someone. And I want to be someone who would be remembered as someone who was helpful to others and stuff like that. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but it's really something that I feel is Darren on the inside when he's not on stage, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I mean, like, performances are given because you can, well, rewatch it, especially now on YouTube and CDs and stuff. But I mean, yeah, knowing the real Darren is a whole different story from watching Darren perform. So
Yeah, we're
yeah.
going to try and get into that a little bit. So you're going out on an evening with your friends, you go for some food, what do you order?
What do I order? Oh my gosh. It's really weird because I prefer, like, when I am outside here in the Philippines, I prefer to eat Western food. But when I'm in
Okay.
like North America, for example, if we have a tour there, I would try and find Filipino or Asian restaurants to order Filipino food. So I feel like it's if it were Filipino food, I would always order adobo, especially
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's a very common answer for Pinoys to say, "What's your favorite Filipino food?" Adobo, but like it's really my all-time favorite. Whatever way you cook it, as long as it's adobo, I want it. And if it's Western food, I could always, like, I love trying out hamburgers, like, from any place.
oh,
Like,
okay. I thought you were going to say pizza or something.
nah, hamburgers are my go-to. And now that there's pizzas that are kind of like, they have meat on it, which is kind of like a hamburger, I go for that too.
Nice. See, well, I love adobo as well, and I think my favorite Filipino food is tocino. Oh
Tocino.
my
Oh my
days,
gosh.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm craving that now. I feel like I'll have that for breakfast tomorrow. So tocino is definitely a go-to.
Nice. We don't have
Yeah.
many Filipino supermarkets or restaurants where I live, so I might have to take a long drive down to London and just get a load of mixes, because I know that they have like packet like sauces and things. I can just make my own and just,
you can buy that at Filipino groceries, or they might even have it at the 1MX festival. I don't know.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah, definitely drive to London.
So traveling then, what is your favorite travel destination?
Oh man, I feel like I mean, I live in both the Philippines and Canada, so I wouldn't name that because it would automatically be Canada and the Philippines. But aside from that, I find myself going back and forth to Singapore very often,
Okay.
because I feel like it's near to the Philippines, which is where I mostly am, and it has roller coasters like Universal Studios, which I love, and also the food is very unique. I love the food in Singapore. I love the ambiance in Singapore.
You're really saying it to me now. I've never been.
Yeah, I mean, I just keep going there so often, and I never get tired of going to like the Marina Bay Sands or the gardens by the bay. I mean, Singapore is very small. You can probably complete all of it in 2 days or so.
Oh, wow,
because of
that surprised me.
yeah, if you're just planning to go around Singapore, really, but if you want to go around and see the attractions and stuff, I feel like a few days or so would be good for that. But yeah, I love Singapore, really. I just love traveling to it and also performing there.
On to London. Would it be your first time in London?
It would be my second time actually, because back in 2016 I did another event for TFC as well. It was called London Barrio Fiesta. So I was with other Filipino artists as well. So it's very similar to what we're doing this October, but the one we're doing on October 1st is a lot more like a music festival. That one was really like music, and it was focused a lot on food and stuff, the Filipino culture. So yeah, I'm very excited to be coming back to London after, how many years has it been? Like 5 years? Yeah.
I don't think the COVID years count. We sort of wiped those off the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last one I went to was in 2019. I think the Barrio Fiesta, the last one I went to.
Yeah. I remember that as well.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you to be a part of that event?
Which one? The Barrio Fiesta?
The 1MX.
Oh yeah, 1MX. Of course, I've done 1MX in Singapore and Manila, but I feel like it's always a different vibe. So I'm excited to be doing 1MX in London, especially since, it's been so long since we've done live events like this in other countries. So I'm excited to see all our kababayans abroad. The Filipino community is very strong wherever we go. So I'm excited to see all of them again. And it's a really big opportunity for us artists to showcase our talents in different parts of the globe. And I'm always very excited when I'm invited to be part of one of the performers for 1MX.
Okay. Are you surprised by the growing number of people who are supporting and recognizing Filipino talents globally?
Actually, yes, because I feel like more and more reactors on YouTube have been finding different, aside from us performers, there's the P-pop groups as well that they started reacting to now and stuff like that, even reacting to some of our TV shows. So it's really cool. I find it very, very, I can't find another word for cool. Yeah, I find it very cool that, different content creators are creating content from our performances and stuff like that. So it's a pleasure and it's very refreshing to see it as well.
Okay. Do you watch many reactors or any other vloggers?
I personally don't, but then my grandma, she watches all the reactors.
You can always rely on grandma to watch everything that you do.
She would send links to me of like, oh, look, this person reacted to your performance of this and that. I find it very cute. And whenever I'm at her house, when I'm at my grandparents' house, that's all that's on the TV. It's different reactors. it's different reactors reacting to like my music videos or performances, and I'm like, why don't you just listen or watch my actual music video performance instead of reactors watching my performances. No, she's like, no, I like hearing their comments. I like hearing what they have to say. So I'm like, okay,
bless her. That's
all
lovely.
you're gonna hear at my grandparents' house. Yeah.
That's great. Are there any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody watching this podcast?
Oh yeah, of course. A big shout out to the Darren Addicts. I feel like wherever I go or whatever I do, they're always there behind my back, just supporting me, and their efforts are just crazy. So I really thank them for everything, because if they weren't there for me since day one, I wouldn't be here today. So a big shout out to them. And yeah, I just can't wait to see everyone also in UK very soon in October.
And we can't wait to welcome you either. So thank you so much, Darren, for joining me on this podcast. And
Thank you,
I wish you all the best.
Thank you, you too, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.